The objective of this training video is to explain how to create a quote in Paradigm software. A quote can be generated simply by going into the general login for Paradigm. It will be found at paradigm.com, and then you hit the login button and you enter the site. Now, the patient's quote can be generated a couple of ways using a couple of insurance methods. I'm going to show you both in this example. The first thing that has to be done is a patient has to be entered into the system. As you can see here, we already have some patients that are entered in the system, or you can enter them in as they come to the office. Some offices choose to go ahead and enter the patients that are going to come throughout the day. It literally takes 15 seconds to do. Mike Smith, put in the time of day, let's say 5:30 p.m. and let's say he's coming in tomorrow, the 24th, and let's give him a birth date of 3/04/1987. Okay, what it's going to do is add them to the list, and based on the order that you entered them. Now, at that point, you simply click on the name, but again, some offices choose to put the names in ahead of time. Either way, you put the name in and you click on the name. Let's go with Paul Smith. Now, this is the patient dashboard. Paul Smith and his date of birth. A couple of ways to enter a quote. I'm going to show you the easiest. For a self-pay order, for example, you've already set up your packages on the back end of the system. You just choose whether or not they're getting single vision, multifocal, or occupational. Let's choose multifocal. Let's say they're gonna buy a frame in your office that's $300, and choose next. And let's say they want to get transitions and they want to get extended warranty. You hit finish, and voila, you have your quote, good, better, and best for the patient. All right, for it's $655, $495, and $385. Now, what you can do is print the PDF and present it to the patient. You can present it on the screen, or you can do the printout and show it to the patient. But it shows, here's your copays for the options for the digital progressive for the highest package, the standard progressive for the medium package, or a line bifocal for the basic package. And the patient wanted to add transitions and an extended warranty. And so here are the costs. Now, you can save these quotes if the patient wants to come back later, and we'll show you how to retrieve those on another training video. Also, if the patient did make the purchase, select the package that they chose and hit the save button. This is important for the optician because this is what's going to record their sales and their metrics in the office. So that was the simplest scenario of creating a sale. And you see that his total went from, I believe it was 49, now it's 52, because 3 of those metrics were selected on the back end and they're going to show up on the dashboard for the patient. Now let's do another sale. Let's say we're going to do Peter Thomas. This time, let's say the doctor goes in and says this patient needs protection from blue light. This patient needs sun protection. This patient also needs warranty. Now, this is something the doctor can do ahead of time, and it helps the optician to be able to quickly choose which options are best for the patient based on doctor recommendations. So let's say VSP, single, let's do multifocal again. This time, let's say they're not going to purchase a frame, they're just getting lenses. Now, let's say the progressive is $110 for this one, and then this one, let's say it's $85 copay. Let's say they don't even have a copay for plastic. Let's say line bifocal is $45. Again, I'm just putting in random numbers. These are the actual copays that show up on the benefit for the patient. $76 for the tier D, and let's say the tier. And so the key is you must enter the numbers for each one of these copays every single time. The easy thing about it is you're going to be seeing these Same lens options for each patient with VSP. Now, if you scroll to the bottom, you notice a couple are highlighted. They're highlighted because that means the doctor recommended these as attributes. So you can actually choose to go ahead and add those to the quote, or you can choose, let's say maybe I won't. Nah, he said he doesn't want transitions. Even though he discussed it with the doctor, he doesn't want transitions, but he does want the blue light filter. So it highlights it for you, and let's hit finish. And what it's going to do is create the quote. And here's the quote for the patient, and this is exactly as the patient would pay per the insurance. Per VSP, they have 110 copay for the progressive, 25 for poly, and 76 for tier D, and this is for the Trendsetter package. And for the blue light filter, 75. And again, it shows you here are the costs for their packages, and the patient just has to choose which one they want to purchase. I'm going to save that quote just for future reference, but we're going to save it, but he didn't make a sale, so we're going to save it without clicking any of these options. All right, so now let's do another sale, but let's do it with a frame that's being purchased. All right, let's choose Mike. Let's say the doctor didn't put any attributes. He forgot, or he just decided not to. We'll go to insurance order. Let's say he has iMed, single vision. I'm going to choose patient is purchasing a frame, and it's $340. Now these two other options, I'm going to choose no because they're not relevant for this example. We'll hit next. Now here's the packages that come up for your patient. Now let's say their benefit says they get 20% off of over the balance over 180. And again, let's put in the options. Let's say for eyes in, they get 20% off. The tier 3 is $76, and the tier 2 is $66, and polycarbonate is $30. And I'm just going to go down the list, and let's say you're selling them anti-fog from your office. That's $18.99. That's all in your package. Now you hit finish, and it's going to provide, these are the costs for the patient: $340, $299, $234, or $148. And again, you can print it off for the patient, or you can just read it from the screen. And there you have it. There are your quotes for the patient, and they're able to make the purchase.